Hello, welcome to my video. My name is Sophie. Keep me company as I have a cup of tea. Let's do it. Yeah, let me show you how I make my cup of tea. Yeah, let's go. So yeah, I use this mug. Yeah, I like big mugs. Yeah, I will drink. Yeah, it's cold. Yeah, it's cold today. I just came back from church. So yeah, I still feel cold. Yeah, yeah. So let's keep each other company. Let me, should I like heating my milk. So I'll heat my milk. Waiting for my milk to get warm. Yes, so where are you watching me from? Yeah. So yeah, the other day I was talking about feeling lonely. That sometimes we feel lonely when we are away from home because the people we interact with, they don't know us, they don't know our history. We don't share, you know, history with them, you know. They are they're just there, you know. We don't have anything common with them. So that sense of belonging is not there when we're far away from home. Like I am far away from my home. So the best way get this. So how do we deal with such situation? It depends from person to person. Yeah, I don't know. Tell me, how do we feel? How do we deal when we're in such a situation? When we're far away from home, we're with people that do not know us. We don't share our history with them. Yeah. How do we deal with such situation? Yeah. Myself, when I first came to the UK, the first thing that I did was find a church where to go and pray. So I found the church. Of course, I was a student, so I was a student. The college I was at, it was full board. So I had other students from other countries as well, from Africa, some from Europe, and others from Asia. So we're kind of a mixed group. So I found a church, and at college I had people from, not from my own country, but they were from Africa, as I'm from Africa as well, from Malawi. So yeah, it was kind of easier, but sometimes there are things that, you can't just click. Yeah, you have to share some, maybe if you have some same interests, you see, that things works together. So it worked a little bit okay, because obviously from Africa we're all Christian. We didn't have any other from a different faith. We are Christians, so we would go to church together. So yeah, so that was a bit. And when we started looking for jobs, we would go to the employment agencies together, or would tell each other, oh, at such agency they are looking for people. So that made it easier. Of course, we also had guidance from our lecturers and those people that were working at the college. So it was a bit okay, but sometimes after some time, that excitement of, yeah, I'm in a new country, it took some time for things to sink in, even studies, it was difficult to understand sometimes lectures, because of language. Of course, I do understand English, but I'd never lived in a place where, the language that was spoken was only English. You understand? So, and the accent of, interacting with like English people, ask, you would always say, oh, I beg your pardon. Oh, what did you say? This, you had to be very attentive for you to understand what the lecturer was talking about, and the way they teach here as well. It was a bit different from how I was taught back home. Although, yeah, I went to college back home, but it was different because back home we didn't have like tutoring, you see. And here, when I arrived, yeah, I was studying in Oxford, so for us to get books, there is this big library, Bodleian Library, so we had to swear an oath. So our lectures took us to go to the library, and then one by one we were, saying, oh, I do swear this, that, you see, to that will follow the guidelines of the library, will not, do things that are not allowed. So it was quite strange, and that library is very big, very big. So of course we were taken for orientation in the library. This is how you find books, and but when it came to time that we had assignments and had to go and look for books to read and write the assignments, yeah, I had to ask members of staff, oh, where do I get, you'll be told, but you got confused, and so that in that way you felt as if you were useless. Maybe you don't know, but it shouldn't be the case. You shouldn't feel like that, because it just shows that we are human. We have to learn, slowly, because we are different. Some always learn, maybe they are taught once and that thing just clicks. But some of us, that thing has to be mentioned several times for us to understand, and for it to sink, and and myself as well. I'm really I'm really bad with directions. In those days we used to have maps, paper maps, so they would draw a map, especially when an agency is sending you to go and work in some places. So they'll give you map. This is the place you are going. This is the map. And I'm very poor at reading maps. Even today, though we have these Google Maps and there is somebody talking to you, I still get lost. So there was this other day, I got a job. And I was supposed to get there 6 o'clock in the evening. So they gave me the map. I got in the bus. I got off at the right bus stop. But now walking to get to the place that I was going to work, it took me 2 hours before I get there. But it was just a 5-minute walk from the bus stop. I was passing the press going round and round, and the agency had to call me several times. Where are you? Oh, I'm at this. I can see this building. Oh, can you walk this way? Walk this way. Until I got there, I got to work late. But the supervisor was was good, so when I got there, oh, you got roast. Oh, okay, this is how we do. That was my very first time to work in the UK. So he showed me you do this, that, and it was a 2-hour job. Hmm. It was like, I did my best. It was a cleaning job. I did it in a nursery school. So I did everything. Yeah, I tried my best. But when they say 2 hours, it is 2 hours job. Proper 2 hours job. You know, most of us from Africa, you know, when you are given a job, you say, oh, do this job. People tend to just do it, you know, casually. But here is, you have to do it professionally, you know. You came to clean, you have to do cleaning, 2 hours worth of cleaning. So I'd not done that back home. So it was really, yeah, it was a learning curve anyway. So yeah, so it's not that I'm complaining about the job. It was a learning curve because sometimes people, we tend to think that the way we are doing things in our home is the way others are doing. No. We have to be, you know, you have to learn from each other, you know. So since I came to this country, I can do any job. I can do any job. Yeah, but back home, people think you can't do cleaning because you have been to secondary school. Secondary school is nothing. Yeah, you can do that job. Who else can do it? You can do a job without learning, without being educated. Because when you are educated, you see things different from, you know. But that's not the point. But I'm just saying that when you are from Africa, you have a different perception of jobs. Maybe when you say, oh, I'm going to Europe or Western countries, I'll find an office job. My friend, it's not easy. You have to be exceptionally, you know, maybe for you to get that one. But then this shouldn't put us off, because as human beings, we always learn, and slowly you get used, you know. You don't have to lose heart to say, oh, maybe I'm a failure, I'm not good. No, that's how things are done. These other places. So we just have to adapt. Adapting, when you adapt, you find things much easier. Let me sip my cup of tea now. This cup of tea. Do you put sugar in your cup of tea? I don't. And this is also something that I learned. You know, because back home people think tea is sugar. It's not. Tea is those tea leaves. Yeah, you put milk, you can have it with sugar or no sugar. Some people put salt, but you know, yeah. So I take tea without sugar. I had to learn as well. When you know, my studies took me to different places in this country, in the UK and also in Europe. So when we are having tea, you say, "Oh, you want tea? How many sugars? No sugar, please. Oh, no milk." And so, yeah, that's how I learned to take tea without sugar. So, actually, what happened is maybe it's around 9 years ago when it was Lent time for Catholics, for us Catholic. So I said my prayer is for this time I have to stop one thing that makes me, think that I like, maybe, as my prayer, as part of my prayer. So I decided to not put sugar in my tea or in my cereals. But I do take sugar. I take cakes. I put sugar in my coffee, but not tea. Yeah, so that's how I started, and now I'm used. I like tea without sugar. It tastes good. Tea with sugar, I don't think I would, I would like it. No. Yeah. Yeah, so that's how you learn things slowly. You don't just disqualify yourself. No, that's not the way to live. We have to give ourselves time and try slowly to adapt to situations and the like, so that we are not like disconnected from everyone else or from everything that is happening around us, in such a way, we live a healthier life. We shouldn't be too hard on ourselves. Sometimes maybe you find you are not the only one that is lonely. People are lonely. We are lonely. All of us, at some point, we do feel lonely. So it's just a matter of putting it at the back of your mind that it's not that I'm a failure. It's not that I'm not good enough, or maybe I've lost my mind or something. No, you have to put it, I'm human. When you are feeling kind of lonely, it means you are human. You are human enough that you can try to make it better. So that's how life is. That's how life is. It's important to look at the positive side of life. Although we know there might be lots of negative things happening around us, but we have to be uh, we have to be we have to look forward to doing things. I would say, I've forgotten that English. Yeah, so I'll remember it anyway. That's another, that moment of our life. We have to be optimistic. Yeah, we shouldn't be hard on ourselves. So living a lonely life, we know we can't be lonely at any time, in any circumstances. Many circumstances, like um, living far from home. Sometimes we can also feel lonely socially, maybe, if you don't socialize, yeah, you are bound to feel lonely. So it's important to socialize. Maybe you can just have a few people that you can socialize with, a few activities that you can go and socialize. Sometimes you can go to the library. You can go out, maybe go shopping. You may meet somebody that you talk, and yeah. um yeah, you see, it's really important that when you feel like, oh, this is not taking me where I want to be, this line of thoughts, it's better to get out. Like here in the UK, you go to the park, you will find there are also many people that have gone to the park. There you interact, and yeah, you see, you come home, you have a walk. Sometimes, like myself at the moment, I've stopped a bit, but I'll go back. I've been doing swimming, so I go out every Wednesdays, 2:45. I'll go swimming for 30 minutes swimming, and then I come home. I sleep very well after swimming. So those are kind of things. Maybe those that you can go to the gym, you exercise, you come back home, yeah, you do your things, you feel better. Sometimes if you don't have anything to do, it's better to volunteer. Volunteering is another way of, when you do volunteer, you feel good that you have helped out in your community. So yeah, you can help out. At church, there are so many, voluntary activities that you can do in church. In religious places, you can do lots of voluntary activities there. So yeah, we shouldn't be lonely. So it's nice that you are keeping me company. Please comment, like my video, and you can send it to forward the video to others, so that they know that there is this kind of video where we are talking about how do we try to avoid feeling lonely, and that loneliness is not something that is just labeled for other people. Everyone, at some point or the other, they may have felt lonely, and this is normal. It's normal for human. It's normal that we feel that way, and it can always get better it will depend on us, how we take it, how we handle it, you know. So there are so many ways, you know, that you can make yourself, you know, feel at home and not feel isolated when you are far away from home. You can always, as an adult, you will be able to find, you know, good people that you can interact with, so as to eliminate this feeling of loneliness. Yeah, thank you so much for watching my video. Please subscribe to my channel so that you may get more of these videos, and we can interact with each other, teach each other ways of how to cope, you know, in this life. You know, we don't need to be alone, because we are created for each other. So that's the way to go. Thank you. Bye.